Okay, good morning, all of our internet
Good
friends.
morning. Happy Tuesday.
Happy day 4 of AEP. We're talking today. This is the pre-chat. Where Carrie and I log on just a few minutes early to kind of just talk about our life woes and such.
We were just discussing our AEP hair and just whitewashed look that we've got today.
I hadn't looked in a mirror today since I left this morning, and this morning was hectic anyways, and so I look into the camera and I was like,
I did the same thing.
No, so this is real life. This is AEP appearances for you guys.
Good, mic check. We've got it. We're on.
Oh, way to be on top of
Yes.
it. So we're just logging on a couple minutes early. Today's Medicare Cafe is just super.
Aw, thank you, Stacy.
Thanks, Stacy. Today's Medicare Cafe is just going to be super laid back. During AEP, we like to take the cafe to 10, 15 minutes tops just to kind of check in, give you guys some updates, get out of here so you guys can continue to work on your stuff. So today is kind of just
Scooch over this way. You're off.
Oh.
You're off the camera. There we go.
Just want to be close.
There we go.
So today we're just going to keep it, again, really casual, brief, just kind of check in on what the heck is going on.
I already feel like there's lots going on. But that's AEP.
It's, what's crazy is that it's not plan related. It's not insurance related.
True.
That's something I noticed.
True.
Like this AEP, whenever somebody's like, "You're ready? Are you ready this AEP?" And I was like, this is my 10th AEP, and I'm like,
should be ready.
I should be ready. I should know exactly what to expect. I should, because usually every year up until this year, I'm like, this is the questions we're going to get. These are the plans we need to have. These are the supplies we need to be ready.
Yep.
To be completely honest, I don't even know if I even looked at the plans this year. Like, I went to the rollouts, I listened to the people, I had the meetings. I don't even know if I looked at the plans because everything else has just been keeping me up at night.
You'll look at them someday.
You'll hear about them. Yeah, October 15th, I'll let you know what we're writing. But, like, up until this point, it's just been, how the hell do we comply and whatnot.
I was just telling a colleague of mine that I was like, I'm so thankful for how many of my clients have reached out to me via email.
Yes.
I just love the email reach outs.
Yes.
You can get to them at just, your convenience. It's compliant. And then I was like, I was surprised at how many more this year have been communicating via email, which I love. And then I was like, well, I also have like 100 more clients than I did last AEP. So
Sure.
I hope I would have an increase. I don't know. It's just.
Well, I think it's like, again, like how would you say, I'm putting you on the spot, what would you say the median age of your book of business is? Or the average age of your book of business?
65 to 70 is
so you're
probably
dealing
90%.
Yeah, so you're dealing with like the baby boomers, the younger generation.
Yes.
So somebody who like the bulk of their business is 75 plus, it's not experiencing that, but it just goes to show market for the business that you want, not the business that you have.
I never thought about it like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because, I mean, 75% of my book, I would say, is under 70. I've never looked, but I'm pretty certain. I could even say like under 68.
So funny story, and then we'll get into the stuff today, guys. This just reminded me about like who's aging in. What is the profile? What does somebody aging into Medicare look like? And I'll tell you what the funniest thing was. I went golfing this weekend with a group of people, and it was so funny that there was a comment that was said that, like, I can't wait to be 65 because then I get to go on the senior tees and I get insurance. And that was a thing. Like, 65 is going to be a big year for me. I get to go from the senior tees and I get it, depending on the course that you're on. So I think that's just, anyways, hilarious. But, yeah, that's the baby boomers who's coming up, or the people like, emailing is just a way of doing life.
Yes.
It's not a new thing.
And
it's not
wonderful.
something you have to even coach them on. So, guys, let's go ahead and jump into today's Medicare Cafe. What did I do? Yes.
There we
okay,
go.
We're just doing a check-in. I think I had on there the checklist. 4 days into the AEP. And just to reiterate, let me ask you this. You as an agent, me working on the administrative side, when do you consider the beginning of AEP? Do you consider AEP October 1st? So, because I know, like, people will fight with me. And I'm like, oh, it's AEP. They're like, we have 2 weeks.
No, it's definitely October 1st. I mean, if you don't feel it, like, how can you imagine waiting until the 15th to start it?
Could you imagine waiting until October 1st to be like, okay, it's AEP, what am I going to do?
Yeah, no, it's October 1st. 1,000%.
Yes.
Thank you, Brittany. Aww. What an amazing headband.
I've tried to get into the headband game, and I'm like, you know what, I'll do a middle part. You got the headbands. I can't compete with that.
Boom, we can do it.
So these are kind of the 4 items that I wanted to check in with everybody on, just giving some updates, primarily on the tech side of Medicare Center, some compliance, just activities going on, and then just kind of what the industry is doing. I label that as commercials, but just kind of like what we're seeing outside of like us being insurance agents.
I haven't seen any commercials yet.
That's kind of my thing.
Weird. I just realized that.
Nearly as many commercials as I really thought I was going to. I think a huge reason for that is, again, tons of call centers bailed out of Medicare last year.
Do we know if J.J. Walker and Joe Namath can continue them?
They can. They did say that the Joe Namath and the J.J. Walker advertisings were compliant. They were considered, they were actually, if you look at the corner, especially, I can't say the J.J. Walker, but I do know if you look at the information on the Joe Namath, they have the CMS number. So CMS has approved and given the seal of approval on the Joe Namath ads.
Interesting.
Yes, so
I didn't know that.
Those are CMS approved, but I'm seeing a lot less of them. Do you know what I am seeing a lot of? I've seen tons of Humana. Maybe that's because of where I'm at. And Humana has a strong plan this year. But I'm seeing a ton of like the infomercials, they always have them, but I'm seeing just a ton of them right now, like the hour-long infomercials of like, hey, let's talk about Humana. I will say though, those commercials used to be, hey, let's talk about your Medicare benefits. Yep. They're titled now. We're talking about Humana. So like the wording and the verbiage that the commercials are using are different. More so, the carrier-sponsored ones are different.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I think I need to watch more normal channels and not as much like Disney and Nickelodeon. I think that might, I just realized, they're probably not on my kids' channels.
Do you know what I did see, though? I am an anti-TikToker. I hate TikTok.
Yeah, I don't have it on my phone.
Don't have it on my phone. I do, however, watch like Instagram Reels and like Facebook Reels.
Is there Medicare stuff on that?
No, there's a little bottom banner, and I'm getting Medicare plan advertisements on my banners on my phone. So, someone's wearing the same pink headband as you. I love it. So I am
seeing. It's a good
day
day for headband.
I will say I'm seeing much more targeted. I'm not seeing just the blasted commercials that we saw last year. I'm seeing much more targeted, and I am seeing the wording be ever so slightly different.
Not just like free Part B give back.
Well, you're still seeing that.
Okay.
But for however they are still, they do have the CMS approval. They have that CMS number on those ads, so they are compliant.
Okay.
Yeah. So
sorry, I talked about the last one first.
Nailed it. We crossed that one off the list. And of course, guys, if you do have any questions or comments, you do have the ability to text us as well. Our text line is available, so feel free to text right here. So going over just some general Medicare Center updates. What's the biggest
lack of updates? Maybe
lack of updates. That's 100% what that is, how the best way to word it. If you go on Medicare Center, guys, here's what's going on. Medicare Center, who is powered by, they get their data from Connecture.
Okay.
What happened was that essentially, long story short, there's technical jargon to it that I'm not going to bore you with, more so because I don't understand it. When they did a mass upload of, here are the plans that you're ready to sell with. Here, because, and we'll get into that here in a second. Here's the plans you're ready to sell with. Let's update your ready to sell records into Medicare Center so we can show you the plans. Over half of them didn't update. Essentially, the update timed out and didn't notify. So throughout the rest of this week, it is Medicare Center's #1 priority. So if you get on your Medicare Center, you go to showing plans, and it shows you have 0 plans available in your area, it is actually because your ready-to-sell permissions are not correct on Medicare Center's end. But they're paying this time to fix it.
Can't even do that little button that says show non-licensed.
That's my next part. Yeah. So another thing that's happening is, again, that's okay. I can't sell plans right now anyways. Right. They'll fix that this week.
Yeah, I just wanted to see them.
I just want to see them. So what Connecture does, because we know that if you go to Medicare.gov or the CMS landscapes, you can go and see all plans available, ones that you're contracted with, ones that you're not, so on and so forth. What Connecture does is they take that content from the carriers and double checks it across everything. They double check it. So right now they're basically saying that they're not prepared to post plan data that are not available to agents, number one, and they were told, quote unquote, by CMS that they were not allowed to give that information to agents yet. If an agent cannot
until
prove...
the 15th?
Until the 15th. If an agent...
Even the non-licensed plans?
Yes, there's especially the non-licensed plans. If an agent is not contracted with that carrier and have a relationship with that carrier, CMS told Medicare Center that they're not allowed to see plan data prior to the 15th.
But they can go to Medicare.gov and look at it.
This is what we tell them.
And
so they're coming back. It's basically now I'm going to use the word war just for the dramatic effect.
Okay.
It's essentially right now a war between Medicare Center and CMS, because Medicare Center is now saying, well, they can go to your website and see the plan data. Why can't they go to our website? Because we're not allowing enrollment.
But they will fix this eventually, or no?
I will say that they're in the current processes of a war.
So it might not get fixed?
It should be fixed by the 15th. I will say Medicare Center's number one priority today is the correctly ready-to-sell statuses. Okay. That is their number one priority, to correct the ready-to-sell status. Number two will be able to turn on show non-licensed plans.
Oh, man. I really hope they get that. I hope they win that war.
Yeah, they were shocked when we were talking to them, and they're like, well, CMS says we can't do this. We're like, go to this website. You can see all the details there.
That makes no sense.
And so
it's public.
It's public knowledge. So now they're at that, what I'm going to call a war.
So when do they have any dates of when they'll how often do you have a conversation with them to be updated?
I have it ongoing
at
all times. Okay. And so if I get any updates, I'll let everybody else know. I can contact everybody through the Medicare Cafe Facebook group and just kind of let you guys know what updates that I have. The permissions are supposed to be fixed. We're actually supposed to be fixed this morning, running into more detail. So this week permissions will be fixed. Hopefully by the 8th or 10th, they'll be able to turn on.
Did you get a lot of agents calling in asking about it? I was
rightfully so. So many conversations. Just be patient. They're fixing it. So that's the biggest Medicare Center update I have for you. Other agents who are utilizing it for the call recording capability are loving it. The only downside that I'm seeing right now is that when you make a phone call to a prospect or a client via Medicare Center, then what I thought was going to happen was that, you would just pick up the phone, they would talk. They're still hearing that whisper, and that whisper being you are now being connected to a licensed Medicare agent. Oh. They're still hearing that, which if I answer the phone and I hear a recorded, this is spam, I'm hanging up, especially if it's a number I'm not familiar with.
So are people getting hung up on?
Yes. And so and so there's conversations about hey, can we eliminate that whisper? No. It makes sense if a client's calling you.
That would be a huge hurdle.
Right. It makes sense if a client's calling you to hear that whisper. Right. It's just basically saying the call's being recorded. But for you to make an outbound call, when they answer, they hear that whisper automatically.
Ooh, that's hard.
That's hard. So I'm working with the team to figure out does that whisper have to be there? If we can guarantee that the agent every single time lets the client know that they're being recorded, it wouldn't be necessary. But you can't guarantee that with an agent. So coming up with solutions on that.
Yeah, because I know Ring Central doesn't do that.
No.
So I'm not familiar with that.
So there's the updates as far as Medicare Center is concerned.
Some more updates to come, though.
More updates to come. Again, I will make sure to post those updates in the Medicare Cafe agent group, which is on our Facebook page, so everybody make sure that you're a part of that. Second, I just kind of wanted to throw this over to you because you're actually meeting with your clients every day.
I walked into her office and I was like, I'm just going to be real. I haven't said the disclaimer a few times. Solely, unintentionally, but it's hard. Do you guys agree that it's hard to remember?
So the disclaimer that TPMO, that's basically...
Yes, though, we do not represent all plans in your area. And it was the very first call, I said it. And then, you get in a groove and you get a call and you just answer it. And
you just don't think about it.
I just didn't think about it. And just the little, rule follower in me, I truly have anxiety.
Sweating over it.
About the phone calls that I haven't said it on. I would love to hear your guys' feedback. But as if you guys have forgotten or how that's going for you guys.
Would love to hear.
But as far as, the actual response from clients... like no scuffs at all.
Really? Yeah.
I think, like, I just say, Medicare upped their compliance this year. I have to say this short disclaimer, say it and just move on. And it hasn't been as big of a deal as what I thought it was.
It never is. It's inconvenient.
Yeah. I've had 2 people say, we're excited for the updated, like, more restraints. Yeah. Like, is that going to keep the calling from... Is that going to keep me from getting as many calls? I was like, I hope so. Can't guarantee anything. But, hopefully you won't get as many calls.
Oh, okay. So, clients are like, oh, so I'm okay with this as long as I can keep working with you and my phone's not getting blown up.
I've had 2 people blown up. But what I did, I want to show you what I did to help me remember the disclaimer, if I can open up my phone.
Phones are hard.
Can you see? I put it as my phone's background. I put it as my wallpaper. So when I open my phone...
Who needs to see your kid every time somebody calls you? That's really...
Remember, this is my work line. I still...
Oh, you still... Okay. Yeah.
But it has helped me today. Because yesterday, I kept forgetting on those calls. And so today, I haven't made as many yet. But I've remembered.
That's hilarious.
So
whatever it takes. Like
whatever
I said,
it takes.
Doesn't seem like people are getting too upset by it. But we'll keep you guys posted. Again, the next part of this being just like activity. What are people doing? Again, you're talking about like the compliance stuff. You're seeing your clients. What are you doing today that's going to look different October 15th and beyond?
I mean, I feel like I'm doing all the prep work now of entering all the drug lists I've gotten, looking at my lead lists, who haven't I spoken to yet, looking at my client lists of, one of the things I knock out first is all of my no prescription clients that are just on that lowest cost plan. Yep. They're the easiest ones that you can just knock out.
Well, and make sure don't write them on SilverScript. Don't write them on that Smart
Right. Well, a lot of them already are on that.
And they're fine. Keep them there.
Keep them there.
But just reminder, because that plan is still, like, it's so cheap again. Yep. And so, like, just please, for the love of God, everybody, the SilverScript Smart RX, keep your current book of business on there. The commissions are going to be the same. Everything's great. Do not write anybody new on that plan. You will not get paid for it.
Yep. So it's still just the Aetna, and then there's I feel like there's fewer this year that are non-commissionable.
Yeah, there is. I will be getting a list of non-commissionable plans. Medicare Center provides it every year. I should have that by the end of this week. I'll also post that in the Medicare Cafe group. So
perfect. I'd love to see that.
Yeah. So just all the non-commissionable plans, because there are fewer this year, I feel like. So,
but I feel like once October 15th is here, it's meetings all day. But right now, it's just more of the prep work, at least for me.
Makes sense. I know right now I've been just talking to a lot of agents who are doing their ANOC meetings and just kind of knocking out, especially for those individuals. Because, again, it's another really solid year. Not really going to see a ton of movement. There are some really interesting plan enters and not really any mass exits that we saw this year. I do know there's some disrupt in the Cigna market for the Cigna PDP.
Okay.
They're saying that the Cigna PDP is getting mapped to a really high premium, which Cigna PDP is a direct-to-consumer only. So maybe some good opportunity, get some PDP.
Interesting.
Business in the door. But I think that's what a lot of people right now are just going over their ANOC stuff and just going over
I had a client email me on, I think it was the 2nd, and he was like, I haven't received my ANOC letter yet. It's October 2nd. What do I do? And I was like, we could call and get another one, but I've never really, I don't think I've had somebody not get one.
I don't think
I've ever be a mailing issue.
I don't think I've ever had somebody notice that they didn't get one. You know what I mean?
I've got some high maintenance clients.
Yeah, I mean,
very thorough. But
did you send
in my
anything?
Newsletter?
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you say look for your ANOC?
Your ANOC will be coming in September.
Okay, so I guess they read your newsletter.
I know they do.
No one reads a newsletter.
I was, you know what? There's a picture of my fam on there, and a lot of people I feel like were like, cute little family, and then they'd say what they have to. So, add a personal picture to your newsletters, and it might get more attraction.
That's a really great advice. Make them personalized for sure. Yep. I like that. So again, guys, that is kind of our quick check-in. Like I said, keep these quick, keep you guys updated, get the heck out of here. So make sure, again, go to our Medicare Cafe closed agent group. I'll be putting Medicare Center updates there as well, just to make sure everybody's on the same page. Feel free, you can go on there, ask me and Carrie questions at any time. Also, if you're familiar, hang out with Clayton and Ben. They also are just kind of starting up and doing fun contests and giveaways on the Facebook page as well. What does that say?
We had a text from...
Ain't natural. I'm for sure working on that.
I don't know who that is.
Ain't right, ain't natural. I don't know who sent that to us, but thank you.
Is it the disclaimer you're referring to?
Ain't right, ain't natural.
That's not natural, because, yeah.
I love it.
I haven't yet to feel natural.
Same. I mean, like, it is.
But it's day 4. And really, if you didn't work on the weekend, it's day 2.
True.
So I'm giving myself some grace.
I will tell you, like I said, I was on the golf course this weekend, but again, that was my favorite thing. It's 65 is a big year for me. I'll hit for the senior tees. I get insurance, and was answering a lot of questions there as well. Amy, I love Amy.
Yay!
Awesome. Well, thank you guys so much. Again, interact with us on the Facebook group. Appreciate you guys hanging out with us. We'll keep these short, small, and sweet, just like us. We'll talk to you guys
tall.
later.
I think you're tall.
Just let me have this. Okay. So until next time, guys, have fun.
Make money. And give impeccable service.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.